Hello everyone, I am in Louisiana right now, so instead of a live Class Connects today, we're going to have this recording. Today, what we're going to do is the second step to our Drop and Bounce Lab Part 2. On Wednesday during Class Connect, we wrote out a brand new hypothesis and a question that we are going to test something new as we look at the bounce height of these different balls. And so once your question and hypothesis is approved, meaning I've graded it and you've looked at the feedback, once it's approved, your next step now today is to write out a procedure for your question and hypothesis. So you have this question you've asked, you wrote out a hypothesis, now you need to test it. So you need to write out a step-by-step procedure that is going to tell me exactly how to test your question. And it's very, very important when we are writing out scientific procedures that we're very specific. If you're not specific enough, no one can repeat your experiment, and we have no idea if your results are valid or not because we have no idea what you did. So that is going to be your job for today, is to just start writing a draft of your procedure. We'll talk more about it on Monday. It's not going to be due until next Wednesday, but I want you to start thinking about it, start writing out the procedure, and before you get involved in that, I want to show you just how messed up we can get if we're not giving a very clear and thorough procedure. What sounds good to us and seems obvious to us, to other people, they have no idea what you did. So I'm going to just kind of show you what happens when you write out a procedure that's not clear enough. Okay, here we are. I have Mr. Schieber here with me. He's going to be your sample student. And I am going to give him directions to make this wonderful, cute little origami fish. Isn't he so cute? So Mr. Schieber is going to follow my directions, and he's going to make an origami fish. So here we go. Awesome. Now the first thing you need to do is get a piece of origami paper. So get yourself this piece of paper. Alright, now the first step in making the origami fish is you need to make a water bomb base. So a water bomb base is just basically you're folding the paper in half. So go ahead and fold the paper in half. And then you're going to fold it in half again. Well, first you unfold it. Then you fold it in half again. And then you're going to fold the corners in. On each side, so that you end up with, so you like to fold the corners in and then you unfold them. And so then you're going to end up with a nice shape that's kind of like a tent. Okay, and now that you have that, you're going to push two sides in and make it so it's a triangle.
Push two sides in. Triangle.
Yep. Okay, so now that you got the triangle, on one side of the triangle, you're going to fold in part of it to the halfway point. One of the tips you're going to fold into the halfway point. And then on the other side, you're going to fold the other tip into the halfway point. And this is making the fish's tail. Okay, so now you flip it over. You've got the tail coming out the back. And now you can draw the face on. You can put the eyeball in and the smiley face.
One eyeball.
Yes, one eyeball, because it's half a fish. Okay, so that's the fish, right? Isn't that, I told him exactly how to do it. I told him he had to do a water bomb base, which everybody knows what that is in origami, right? Everybody knows what that is. And then all you have to do is fold in the two sides to make the tail. Piece of cake. I don't know, it doesn't look like a piece of cake. First of all, he used notebook paper. I mean, who uses notebook paper for origami? Why, I mean, I even said, did I not define what origami paper was? Maybe I missed that part. Maybe I needed to be a little more specific if I wanted him to be able to make the fish. Oops, yes, slide down fish. So, just as a reminder, be very careful when you're writing out these directions. If you're not specific, if you don't tell me what you mean, I might just end up with a fish that looks like this. So there you go. Today your job is to start writing out a procedure for this experiment that will test your hypothesis that you have created on Wednesday. If you haven't come to the Class Connect on Wednesday or you haven't watched the recording, you've got to do that before today makes any sense. So make sure you get your hypothesis and question in and submitted and graded, and then start on your procedure. And I would suggest writing your procedure out either in a Word document or on a piece of paper as a draft for now. And then Monday we can talk more about what the format should look like and how to submit it. But today I would just work on getting it written out. Okay? So that's your chore for today. Try to think about, make sure you're only changing one variable. Make sure all the other variables are controlled. So say your independent variable is that you're changing the weight of the balls. Then that's the only thing you're changing. You don't change anything else. You don't have different drop heights, because that was our first one, was different drop heights. If this one you're testing weights, you only change that. Everything else stays the same. So just be careful that you have a proper procedure.